Beneath the sea, there are lots of deadly creatures that would not hesitate to devour anyone should there be an encounter. Amidst these concerns, the bravery of the U.S. Navy sailors are second to none, as they most often spend several months on a ship in the middle of the sea. Apart from that, there are also occasions when they engage in water-related activities, either to prepare for emergencies or to partake in recreational swimming. But with the presence of deadly creatures like sharks, some sailors get discouraged from participation due to safety concerns. So how common are shark attacks with Navy sailors? How do they fight off these powerful creatures? And what really happens when shark attacks occur in the middle of the sea? Join us on this episode of Nautical as we explore what really happens when sharks swim too close to U.S. aircraft carriers. From necessity to tradition, naval sweeping. To begin, you might be interested in knowing why sailors risk their lives to jump off aircraft carriers. Well, the inherent risks associated with such endeavors find its roots in a notable incident from 2020, where a 6-foot shark approached a group of American Coast Guards participating in a swim call amidst the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. The vigilant officer assigned to monitor for marine threats detected the looming danger when the shark was merely 30 feet away from his comrades. In a swift response, sailors aboard the Coast Guard cutter Kimball resorted to firing shots at the sea creature, preventing its encroachment on the 40 colleagues immersed in the water. Thankfully, the encounter concluded without any injuries. The tradition of swim calls holds significant cultural value among U.S. Navy sailors. Originating as a means for sailors to bathe in times when a constant water supply was lacking, these occasions have evolved into essential breaks from the rigors of naval duties. The necessity for crew members to momentarily disengage from their routine activities and alleviate stress is where the significance of swim calls become evident. The decision to initiate a swim call is typically entrusted to the commanding officer, who assesses the suitability of the sea conditions for sailors to partake in a refreshing dive. This evaluation involves scrutinizing the seawater injection temperature before issuing instructions to notify all departments aboard the aircraft carrier. However, not every participant in a swim call is fortunate enough to experience ideal water temperatures. Instances have been documented where crew members aboard submarines had to partake in this centuries-old naval tradition in frigid, ice-cold seas, underscoring the diverse challenges faced by those committed to maritime service. The event in question is highly coveted among sailors, promising an exhilarating experience as they immerse themselves in the vast expanse of seawater. While adhering to the requisite proximity to the carrier in preparation for the leap, sailors occasionally indulge in a lighthearted competition, adding an element of whimsy to the proceedings. Some competitions feature sailors donning costumes before plunging into the water, while others showcase skillful contests for the longest or most adept jumps. These lively swim calls create enduring memories for sailors, resonating even with retired veterans now accustomed to life on solid ground. A notable feature of these calls involves sailors leaping off elevators in the hangar bay, elevating them to a height of 30 feet, equivalent to the standard Olympic diving platform. The execution of these jumps demands precision, as any misjudgment risks injury upon impact with the water surface. Following an extended swim in the inviting waters, sailors return to the ship using cargo nets deployed by the bosun's mates or through the ship's landing docks. Complementing these aquatic adventures are steel beach parties, a naval tradition wherein sailors on the flight deck engage in picnic festivities, complete with music and barbecues. These events are often sponsored by various shipboard departments. Aircraft carriers, accommodating an average of 5,000 to 6,000 sailors, necessitate an enormous supply of meals to sustain their operations. The critical role of well-fed sailors in ensuring operational readiness underscores the constant effort of culinary experts on carriers. Operating round the clock, these experts produce approximately 17,000 to 18,000 meals daily to meet the nutritional needs of the crew. The significance of this endeavor lies in maintaining the physical strength, mental alertness, and overall preparedness of sailors, directly influencing their effectiveness in naval operations. Beyond the realm of recreational swim calls, naval sailors have unfortunately faced shark attacks under various circumstances. On July 30th, 1945, a really sad thing happened. It was one of the worst moments in U.S. naval history. The USS Indianapolis, a huge ship, got hit by torpedoes from a Japanese submarine. The ship quickly sank into the deep ocean, and sadly, 200 crew members lost their lives. Stranded in the open sea for 4 harrowing days, the remaining 900 sailors grappled with the dual threats of dehydration and hypothermia. In a horrifying turn of events, some of these survivors found themselves at the mercy of voracious sharks. The indelible memory for those who endured this ordeal includes the haunting sight of shark fins encircling them, the distressing cries of comrades, the unsettling spectacle of sailors being dragged beneath the surface, and the grim aftermath of empty, bloodied life vests resurfacing. The exact count of U.S. sailors consumed by sharks remains uncertain, with estimates varying between 20 and 150 individuals. The USS Indianapolis incident is etched in history as the largest shark attack ever recorded. The roots of naval traditions, including swim calls, trace back to the 19th century with the British Royal Navy's practice known as all hands to bathe. Originating as a directive aimed at ensuring sailors maintained cleanliness and upheld hygiene standards, this tradition reflected the value of freshwater as a precious commodity. Simultaneously, cleanliness was regarded as a commendable luxury for sailors. Captains would command the dropping of ship anchors into the ocean, prompting crew members to leap off the vessel's side for cleansing purposes, encapsulating the historical significance of naval rituals. Undertaking a mission involving the deployment of a United States Navy war vessel entails significant risks, as the vessel itself serves as an inherently perilous work environment. Sailors navigating these warships are required to adhere to a multitude of essential safety precautions to mitigate the potential for injuries. Various U.S. Navy vessels, including destroyers, battlecruisers, amphibious assault ships, submarines, and aircraft carriers, have witnessed the implementation of swim calls, a respite from the demanding routine of naval operations. During these swim calls, sailors transition from the formidable setting of their vessels to the expansive embrace of the ocean, transforming the world into their private swimming domain. Typically conducted in warm international waters, these breaks offer crucial downtime for the dedicated individuals serving the country. Providing an opportunity to unwind and revel in the vastness of the waters they traverse, swim calls serve as a valuable means for naval sailors to rejuvenate and alleviate the stresses inherent in their demanding roles. The demanding life of a sailor begins from the moment they bid farewell to loved ones and embark on their high seas journey. Adapting to a new way of life, sailors adhere to a stringent routine encompassing various procedures, training sessions, and drills aboard their deployed vessels. This rigorous schedule, sustained for months on end, leaves sailors fatigued after each demanding day. Recognizing the importance of uplifting the spirits of its crew, the U.S. Navy initiated a tradition that has evolved into one of the most eagerly anticipated activities in naval service. Regardless of technological advancements or mission specifics, the U.S. Navy maintains enduring traditional activities that contribute to the well-being and morale of sailors aboard war vessels. U.S. Navy Shark Safety Protocols. In the event that marine creatures linger in the vicinity of the ship, potentially drawn by discarded waste, the U.S. Navy maintains well-established protocols to safeguard the safety of all individuals on board. What strategic measures are in place when these formidable predators approach too closely? A meticulously planned sequence of actions is executed to navigate the situation without causing harm to either humans or sharks. The initial response involves the activation of a shark alarm, resonating through the ship and prompting swift action from the crew. A vivid alert is broadcasted across loudspeakers, prompting sailors to exit the water and assemble on deck, thereby transforming the encounter into a captivating spectacle with these remarkable creatures. Next, a comprehensive shark surveillance protocol is set into motion. The ship's lookouts diligently observe for any indications of shark activity, utilizing binoculars and advanced surveillance tools. Their meticulous watch ensures the tracking of shark movements, mitigating potential threats to swimmers or the ship itself. This proactive approach underscores the Navy's commitment to balancing the coexistence of maritime activities with the natural habitat, emphasizing safety and environmental responsibility. Advancing to the subsequent stage of response, the scenario takes an intriguing turn as the U.S. Navy implements a specialized team of experts known as marine species observers. Entrusted with the pivotal responsibility of recognizing and interacting with sharks, these individuals engage in non-verbal communication with the majestic creatures. Employing underwater speakers, they emit sounds strategically designed to discourage the sharks from approaching the ship, a nuanced approach akin to having a cordial discussion that guides the marine predators to swim in a different direction. Should the shark persist in its approach, the Navy employs a technique known as herding, delicately guiding the sharks away from the vessel. Utilizing non-lethal deterrence methods, the crew employs measures such as light flashes reminiscent of spotlights or laser pointers. These deterrents are purposefully crafted to startle the sharks, inducing a level of discomfort that prompts them to swim away from the aircraft carrier. This carefully orchestrated strategy exemplifies the Navy's commitment to ensuring the safety of both personnel and marine life, while actively promoting coexistence in the maritime environment. However, if the shark keeps coming towards the aircraft carrier, the crew has to think about more drastic measures to keep the ship and its personnel safe. These measures may involve the deployment of specialized shark control devices, such as a shark net or an electronic shark deterrent. In instances where the shark persists in its approach or suddenly looms too close to the vessel, the crew may also resort to employing firepower against the animal. Nevertheless, the decision to resort to such actions is not taken lightly, recognizing the gravity and complexity of such interventions. Challenges of shooting at sharks in water. Shooting at sharks in the water poses unique challenges due to the inherent limitations of conventional ammunition. The effectiveness of shooting is questionable, with the best-case scenario resulting in startling the shark, while the worst-case scenario involves bullets potentially bouncing off the water surface, posing a risk to nearby swimmers. Sharks, being naturally cautious, tend to circle and observe their prey extensively before taking any decisive action. While having a dedicated lookout is a prudent safety measure, resorting to shooting at the shark might not yield the desired results. This is because bullets fired into water often fragment or come to a complete halt within a short distance, creating what seems like a minor explosion. Moreover, the physics of shooting bullets underwater significantly differ from shooting them in the air. Even a .50 caliber bullet, for example, would travel a mere 1 foot into the water before losing its lethality. Recognizing this limitation, modern specialized underwater ammunition adopts an innovative design featuring needle-shaped projectiles closely resembling actual needles to address the challenges associated with underwater shooting. Medevac responds to shark attacks. In the event of a shark attack during a swim call where all safety precautions have been circumvented, the implementation of a medevac, medical evacuation response, becomes crucial. This protocol ensures swift and effective medical attention for the injured individual by summoning a medevac helicopter to transport them to a nearby hospital. A notable incident in 2018 exemplifies the effectiveness of such responses, highlighting the skill and efficiency of a San Francisco Coast Guard crew. In this specific case, a man who had fallen victim to a shark bite required immediate medical attention. The Coast Guard crew, well-trained and equipped for emergency situations, demonstrated commendable expertise. They adeptly lifted the injured individual from a moving boat and seamlessly transferred him to the hovering medevac helicopter, showcasing a high level of coordination and precision in their operations. The subsequent phase of the medevac response involved the rapid transportation of the injured person to Stanford University Medical Center. With that, the victim was able to receive specialized medical care promptly. The helicopter's ability to cover vast distances swiftly contributed to minimizing the critical time between the incident and the commencement of medical treatment, a pivotal factor in enhancing the chances of a positive outcome for the injured party. Training excellence. Medevac training is the gold standard in emergency response. It covers a range of crises, from shark attacks to earthquakes, ensuring responders are ready for anything. The training focuses on precise evacuations for severe injuries. The preparation phase hones helicopter skills in diverse environments. Tailored for shark attack responses, it stresses situational awareness and adaptability. Responders learn to handle hovering helicopters into different weather, considering factors like wind and fuel. This meticulous training ensures a swift and effective medevac response, increasing the chances of a positive outcome for the injured. During a medevac response to a shark attack or similar incidents, the helicopter hovers in place with careful consideration of the aforementioned factors. The crew then employs specialized equipment, such as a lowered basket, to reach and secure the injured individual. This process demands utmost care and precision, as the responders skillfully navigate the dynamics of the operation, ensuring the safety of both the victim and the medevac team. A critical aspect of medevac training involves the efficient loading of the patient onto the helicopter. Given the time-sensitive nature of medical emergencies, the medevac team is typically on-site for a limited duration, usually around 30 minutes. Within this time frame, the responders utilize braces and a hoist to assist in securing the patient for transportation. This phase of the operation requires seamless coordination and adherence to established protocols, reflecting the disciplined approach ingrained through rigorous training. Furthermore, the medevac team assumes a multifaceted role during the patient's journey to the hospital. Beyond ensuring the physical well-being of the injured individual, they attend to immediate medical needs, providing critical care and support throughout the transit. This holistic approach underscores the comprehensive nature of medevac training, where responders are not only proficient in executing complex evacuation maneuvers, but also adept at delivering essential medical assistance during transit. The vital checklist. Before a Coast Guard helicopter initiates a medevac response, a crucial preparatory step involves completing a vital checklist. This checklist serves as a systematic guide, rapidly briefing the Coast Guard flight surgeon and ensuring a safe and seamlessly executed mission. Among the essential considerations is the assessment of the medical urgency for the evacuation. As medevac operations, while daring, entail costs and potential risks contingent on factors such as weather conditions, the selection of the hoisting location plays a pivotal role in the efficiency and safety of the operation. Ideally, a clear area to the back of the vessel, devoid of obstructions such as smokestacks, is the preferred location for hoisting. While hoisting from the bow is feasible, it presents greater challenges. Decisions regarding the hoisting location are grounded in whether there is an immediate threat to life, limb, or eyesight, or if the individual is experiencing intense suffering that transportation can alleviate. Once the checklist is complete and all systems are deemed to go, the Coast Guard helicopter springs into action. Medical support in cruise ship. Medevac missions. In cruise ship medevac missions, the inclusion of a medical professional accompanying the patient significantly enhances the overall expertise of the rescue crew. This additional medical support ensures that the individual receives specialized care and attention throughout the evacuation process. The MH65 Dolphin helicopter emerges as the go-to aircraft for these challenging and high-stakes flights. Renowned for its advanced capabilities, this marvel of aviation is equipped with automatic flight control, providing a level of precision crucial in demanding medevac scenarios. Notably, the MH65 Dolphin's ability to maintain a steady position just 50 feet above a target proves to be a game-changer, particularly when contending with adverse weather conditions. This capability enhances the helicopter's agility and maneuverability, allowing for a more controlled and safer hoisting process, especially in situations where weather conditions may be unpredictable or turbulent. Moreover, the MH65 Dolphin demonstrates its versatility during search and rescue operations. The helicopter can autonomously follow preset routes, freeing up the crew to focus on critical tasks below. This automated navigation feature contributes to enhanced efficiency and situational awareness during search and rescue missions, allowing the crew to maintain a sharp and vigilant presence, ready to respond swiftly to evolving circumstances. Life protectors, the masters of survival. Besides the helicopter and rescue crew, there's a special team of well-trained personnel. They have lots of useful skills for dealing with strong ocean currents in the icy Pacific. They know about things like hypothermia, staying safe in the water, using life vests, and clever tricks for surviving tough situations. A special kind of practice covering everything from swimming safely to rescuing people in emergencies. They call it wet training. It's to make sure the crew knows what to do when things get tough. But these folks aren't just heroes. They're also really good at surviving tough situations. They go through special training in Savannah, Georgia, just in case their helicopters end up in the water. This training teaches them how to stay calm and use emergency tools if they ever need to get out of an overturned helicopter in the water, especially from inside the cockpit. It's like their secret superpower, making sure they're ready for anything, whether it's up in the endless skies or down in the mysterious depths below the waves. Basically, sailors in the U.S. Navy face a lot of risks when they're out at sea. Even though the walls of their big ships do a good job of keeping them safe, these brave soldiers can still face dangers on the ship. Luckily, the life protectors are there to help and make sure everyone stays as safe as possible.